In the underground market of Qing, our main character Yin made a desperate choice to sell his kidney and cornea. The buyer was skeptical because he had already sold off several of his own organs in the past few months. He figured Yin wouldn't survive long if he went through with this sale. But Yin was determined, claiming he needed the money for his sick sister. The buyer, seeing his resolve, reluctantly agreed to the deal. Yin endured the painful procedure, screaming in agony as the buyer went to work. Afterward, he stumbled home, using a stick to navigate his way, his eyes wrapped in bandages. Once he was sure no one was tailing him, he removed the bandages and smiled, relieved to be alone. With the money he earned from selling his organs, plus what he had saved up, he felt confident he could finally afford the class transfer ritual. He laughed to himself, realizing that his story about a sick sister was just a cover-up. In reality, he was an orphan in a world filled with dangerous beasts and spiritual energy. Surviving was tough until he discovered his unique ability. His body could regenerate. No matter how badly he was hurt, he could heal in minutes, even regrowing lost organs. Yin had been selling his own organs to save up for the costly class transfer fee. He believed that once he underwent the ritual and awakened his powers, he could become stronger and protect those he cared about. Today was the day for the class transfer, and as he arrived at the venue, a group of 3 people approached him. They recognized him as a poor student and couldn't understand how he could afford the ritual. Yin quickly made up a story about needing to take a loan for the transfer. The group was shocked, worried that he might end up stuck in a dead-end job if he got a useless class. Fortunately, one of them, Miss Wong, allowed him to join the ritual and wished him luck. After a short wait, all the students gathered for the transfer. One by one, they were called up. The first was a guy named Gao, who was also from a modest background. When he reached the stage, the principal instructed him to place his hand on a glowing orb and relax. After a moment, the principal announced that Gao had received a support class as a poultry breeder. The crowd murmured, some feeling sorry for him, but the principal encouraged everyone, saying there were no useless classes, just useless people. Next up was a stunning girl in a red dress and boots named Zini. Everyone admired her as she stepped onto the stage. The principal wished her luck, and she placed her hand on the orb. A magnificent phoenix appeared, leaving the crowd in awe. The principal was taken aback when he realized that Zini had scored an SSS rank fire class. This was a huge deal for Qing City Academy, and he felt proud to announce it. The other students were impressed, including Yin, who knew that an SSS rank could be as powerful as an entire army. After Zini's class transfer, the principal mentioned that he would discuss her training plan later, since this was a big achievement for the school. As Zini left the stage, Yin's name was called. He overheard some students talking about him taking out a loan just to attend the class to transfer. He glanced at Zini, determined not to be just a side character in her story. He stepped up, placed his hands on the glowing orb, and felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. This was his moment to see if he could change his fate. To his shock, a magnificent azure dragon appeared. Yin stared in disbelief as the light enveloped him. The other students couldn't believe their eyes. A student who had taken a loan was lucky enough to get such a powerful class. Zini was also impressed, thinking that Yin might have scored another SSS rank. The principal was thrilled, seeing this as another remarkable achievement for the academy. When he announced Yin's class, he declared it to be an SSS-level combat class called Forbidden Curse Master. The principal proudly proclaimed that Yin would bring honor to Qing Academy. But then he realized that the Forbidden Curse Master had a notorious reputation. The other students started laughing, pointing out that no one with that class had ever lived past 25. They knew that this class drained the user's life force to use its skills, making it seem like a trash class. Zini, feeling disappointed, decided to walk away, leaving Yin feeling downcast as he became the target of their jokes. The principal tried to comfort him, saying he was a good kid, but it was unfortunate that he got a curse class. Yin then asked if it was true that curse masters usually died young. The principal urged him not to think negatively, suggesting it was better to live brightly for a short time than to have a long, dull life. Yin felt a spark of determination. He wanted to shine bright and bring honor to the school. The principal mentioned that he would arrange special training for him alongside Zini. Yin agreed, a slight smile creeping onto his face. It was amusing to him that people thought he would die early just because of his class, not knowing that he had the ability to live forever. After the class transfer, everyone started heading home. Yin was exhausted and just wanted to get back to his place for a good night's sleep. As he walked, he heard someone call his name. It was Juga, who suggested they team up. She believed that the more a curse master fights, the faster they would die. Juga insisted she was just trying to help since they were classmates, but Yin turned her down. She didn't push him and walked away, calling him a stubborn idiot heading for trouble. Yin ignored her and kept walking. Suddenly, a group of guys blocked his path. They were Yin's classmates and they were furious, thinking he felt superior just because he switched to being a curse master. They mocked him, saying he should call one of them daddy and that he could get a security job at G-Corp. One guy in a white shirt laughed, saying being a G-Corp security guard was a privilege. Another guy ordered Yin to kneel before their leader, claiming he'd be working at G-Corp soon and could buy nice incense for his dead or Yin was furious. He glared at them, his eyes blazing as he activated his curse magic. He warned them that they were pushing him to act. The guys started to panic, fearing he might use a forbidden curse. Yin shot back, questioning why he shouldn't talk about his dead family. He then made a move toward them, not actually attacking, but just to scare them. The guys were terrified and decided to run away. Yin deactivated his curse ability and muttered about how pathetic they were for running off after just one move. As he continued home, he felt a burning sensation in his stomach, unaware that Juga had seen the whole thing. She was frustrated that he let a few insults provoke him and was ready to throw his life away. She thought that even someone like her, who wasn't a curse master, wouldn't let things go that far. Later that night, Yin arrived home, dropped his bag on the couch, and sat down to check his system interface. He discovered that sacrificing a piece of his duodenum would summon a regular lightning bolt, while sacrificing his bladder would summon a powerful thunder. He realized that sacrificing his heart could unleash destructive purple lightning. He concluded that if he tried to summon the most powerful chaos thunder, he would end up dead. Feeling dizzy, he lay back on the couch, aware that it was just the side effects of his body healing. Meanwhile, Jalan went to his father, asking him to take action against Yin, wanting someone to deal with him for the trouble he caused. However, Yin's father reminded him that taking out an SSS-ranked curse user was a risky move with no real gain for them. He pointed out that someone who goes all out with forbidden spells over a few insults is clearly not stable. He stubbed out his cigarette and advised his son to remember that Yin came from a poor background. He wanted his son to learn how to use his strengths to target the enemy's weaknesses. The next day, Yin arrived at Qing Academy early, still yawning and feeling sleepy. Students around him were chatting about how he switched to a curse class and how he had taught Juga a lesson. Suddenly, someone tapped him on the back with a bottle. It was Liu, holding a bottle of milk. He brought breakfast for Yin, who was confused and suspicious, thinking Liu might be trying to poison him. But Liu assured him he wouldn't do that. He was just thanking him. Yin drank the milk, still skeptical, but Liu expressed his gratitude, saying it felt like a bolt of lightning had woken him up. Liu then kneeled and said he wanted to call Yin Big Brother. Yin was taken aback and asked if Liu had hit his head. Liu insisted he was serious, saying the beating from yesterday made him reflect on his life. He believed he needed a good role model to improve himself. Yin agreed to be his role model, but asked for some payment. Liu didn't hesitate and asked for his account number. As they walked to the field, Yin shared his account number and told Liu to transfer 2 million as payment for the first term. Liu said it wasn't too expensive and promised to have his dad send it right away. At that moment, a novice secret realm opened on the field and a test was about to take place. The principal announced that he hoped all the candidates from each academy would perform well and everyone was eager for victory. Yin and Juga stood at the front and some older men beside the principal noted that both students from Qing Academy had scored SSS class jobs this year, looking impressive. The principal was annoyed, having already told Juga and Yin to keep a low profile. He found it infuriating that both of them had gotten SSS classes at the same time. He laughed, but no one else joined in. When he turned to the older men, they simply walked away, clearly irritated by the principal's arrogance. As the examiners were allowed into the field, Yuga approached Yin again, asking him to team up. He refused once more, making her think he was being arrogant. She warned him that she wouldn't save him if he got into trouble, but he ignored her and stepped into the secret realm. Once inside, he realized he was alone, thinking it was a random teleport. Suddenly, a level 1 leopard cat appeared, roaring at him. Instead of being scared, he felt excited, seeing it as a perfect chance to test his forbidden spell. He attacked and quickly killed the cat without any trouble. He received 10 experience points but felt disappointed, thinking it was too little. As he walked away, he grumbled that the reward didn't even cover the damage to his kidneys. He realized he would need to kill 100 of these leopard cats to reach level 2, so he decided he needed a better plan. Meanwhile, Yin was being chased by 100 different monsters, grinning to himself. He figured this wave of monsters would give him a solid amount of experience points. Some of the creatures had human-like features, and he decided it was time to test out his new forbidden curse. He unleashed his destructive surge. The curse was so powerful that it doubled his strength, agility, and spirit. With his burning reincarnation activated, he felt confident that even a level 10 monster wouldn't stand a chance against his full-powered, world-ending thunderstrike. He charged at the monsters, slashing through them without hesitation. After just 5 minutes of using the skill, he noticed he was aging rapidly, so he decided to stop using burning reincarnation. He didn't want to reveal his undying body, so he switched to using his ignore vitality preservation. He sacrificed one of his arms and tapped the ground to activate his world-ending fury forbidden curse. He took down a level 3 gray wolf and earned 30 experience points. Next, he killed a level 5 two-headed snake for 50 points, followed by a level 6 armored scorpion and a level 6 centaur, each giving him 60 points. He also eliminated a level 2 kill bee, earning 20 points. With all that, he leveled up to level 3, feeling satisfied and amazed at how quickly he advanced. He even learned a new forbidden curse called Hellfire Scorches. An hour later, Juga arrived at the spot where Yin had defeated hundreds of monsters. She was shocked to see so many creatures turn to ash, unable to believe what had happened. Then she noticed the hellfire and went to investigate. Confused, she realized she didn't know anyone else in Qing who could manipulate fire like this, but the intense fire energy was undeniable. She spotted something that hinted this chaos was caused by a human. Juga thought to herself that Qing was full of hidden talents, and she was determined to find out who was responsible. Meanwhile, Yin was busy roasting some meat, enjoying the taste of 3-ohm demon pig. He was eating more than usual since he had burned a lot of energy earlier. After finishing his meal, he decided to move to a different area to hunt more monsters. Just as he was about to leave, Juga showed up and called out to him. She asked what he was doing there, and Yin felt annoyed to run into her. He didn't want anyone discovering his secret. He smiled and said he was just roasting something to eat. Juga reminded him that a forbidden spellcaster class wasn't suited for solo grinding. Yin rolled his eyes as she walked away, telling him it was too late for regrets, and that following her wouldn't help him now. She assumed he was tagging along, saying she didn't have time to team up with him anymore. Yin thought to himself that Juga might be a bit clueless. She turned back and asked if he had seen anyone else in the area, mentioning that the person was extremely powerful and skilled with fire manipulation, likely mastering hellfire. Yin casually replied that he had seen a very handsome guy who went that way. He whispered to himself that he couldn't let Juga get too close, so he decided to avoid using the hellfire spell from now on.